Hello everyone, hope you are doing well. So today we'll be starting with trigonometry part 3, wherein we'll be learning the values of certain trigonometric ratios, and also we will see how can we use those values in solving numerical problems. So let's start. So over here, as you can see, we have these two identities, two ratios, that tan theta equals to sin theta over cos theta, and your cos theta, it's directly equal to cos theta over sin theta. This is something that we need to learn. Now let's see why is it so. How can we check whether it's correct or not? So let's consider this triangle ABC. Normally, if I have to use this triangle and figure out what sin theta, cos theta, tan theta and cot theta is, these are the formulas that we have learnt in trigonometry part 1. That if your theta is this, if we are considering this as theta, then sin theta would be side opposite to theta, which is your AB, over the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is always the side which is opposite to the 90 degrees angle. That's why this is the hypotenuse. So sin theta would be side opposite to theta, which is AB, over the hypotenuse AC. Similar way, cos theta would be equal to side adjacent to theta, which is BC, over the hypotenuse, that is AC. And your tan theta would be, using the formula, it would be equal to side opposite to theta, which is again AB, over side adjacent to theta, which is BC, right? And cot theta, as it's the reciprocal of tan theta, we can directly substitute BC over AB, or you can use the formula side adjacent to theta over side opposite to theta. Again, adjacent to theta BC, opposite to theta is AB, right? So from here, we get to know all the four trigonometric ratios, right? Now coming to, we need to check like tan theta equals to sin theta over cos theta. So you have got your values that sin theta, cos theta, tangent theta, cot theta. These are the values if I directly use the formulas. So if these formulas are correct, these identities are correct, you should get the same answer for tan theta, whatever you are getting from here, right? So let's see. Using the formula tan theta equals to sin theta over cos theta, substitute the values of sin theta and cos theta from your direct solutions. So sin theta is AB over AC, cos theta is BC over AC. Substituting, if you solve it, AB over AC divided by BC over AC is, AC and AC gets cancelled, so you are left with AB over BC, correct? Similarly, if I want to check whether cot theta equals to cos theta over sin theta or not, let's substitute the value. So cos theta over sin theta is, cos theta is BC over AC, sin theta is AB over AC. Substituting these two, when you solve it, AC and AC gets cancelled, you are left with BC over AB, which is the direct value of cot theta. It means the formula is correct, that cot theta is equals to cos theta over sin theta. Similarly, you got tan theta as AB over BC, which is also the value if you solve it directly. It means this formula is also correct, right? So we can use these formulas directly to figure out what tan theta and cot theta is if you are aware about what the values of sin theta and cos theta, right? I hope it's clear. So let's move to the next slide to learn the values of certain trigonometric ratios. So in CBSE, these are the 5 values that we need to have, these are the 5 angles of which we should know what sin 0 is, sin 30, sin 45, sin 60, sin 90, what is it, right? So we need not to learn anything. Let's see how we can directly get to know what are the values. So what you have to do is make the table, just write down these numbers, start writing from 0 and keep writing till 90. So it's 0 to 4, right? Now divide everything with a 4. Next step is take the square roots. So 0 over 4 is a 0 and the square root of 0 is 0. 1 over 4, when you take the square root of a fraction is square root of the numerator divided by square root of the denominator. So square root of 1 is 1 itself and square root of 4 is 2, right? When you come to this 2 over 4, if you solve it, it's 1 by 2. So square root of 1 by 2 is, square root of 1 is 1 itself, square root of 2 is root 2. Now square root of 3 over 4. Square root of 3 divided by square root of 4. Square root of 4 is simply a 2, right? Now square root of 4 over 4, which is square root of 1, that means a 1 itself, right? So you get the answers, right? Now how to write it for cos theta? So only for sin theta we need to do this calculation and everything. For the remaining trigonometric ratios we need not to do anything. What you have to do for cos theta, just write down this table in the reverse order. Like you started from 0, then 1 by 2, then 1 by root 2, then root 3 by 2, then 1. Now instead of it's left to right, for cos theta start writing from the rightmost corners. These values in consecutively from the rightmost corner, write it down. So it's 1. Then there was root 3 by 2. So root 3 by 2. Then there was this 1 by root 2. So 1 over root 2. Then there was 1 by 2. So 1 by 2. Then at the end there was this 0. So write down the 0. Right? Now how will you figure out what tangent theta is? Like sine 0 is 0. Cos 0 is 1. Sine 30 is 1 by 2. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. How will you know what is tangent theta? So in the previous slide we learned this formula that tangent theta is directly sine theta over cos theta. So use this formula and figure out the value of tangent 0. So sine 0 was 0, sine 0 was 0, cos 0 is 1. So 0 divided by 1 is 0. Your sine 30 is 1 by 2. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. If you divide these two, you will get 1 over root 3, right? Similarly, sine 45 is 1 by root 2. Cos 45 is also 1 by root 2. So, tangent 45 is simply a 1. Sine 60 is root 3 by 2. Cos 60 is 1 by 2. If you divide it, you will simply get a root 3. Sine 90 is 1. Cos 90 is 0 and 1 over 0. Whenever your denominator is 0, answer is infinity, right? Now, how will you figure out what cosecant theta is for these angles? So, cosecant, we know that cosecant theta is reciprocal of sine theta. So, it's 1 over sine theta. So, cosecant theta, your sine 0 is 0. So, cosecant 0 is 1 over 0, which is equal to infinity. Sine 30 is 1 by 2. So, cosecant 30 would be 1 divided by 1 by 2, which is, see, 1 divided by 1 by 2, which is equals to 1 into 2 by 1. That's why a 2. Similarly, sine 45 is 1 by root 2. Cosecant 45 would be 1 divided by 1 by root 2, which is 1 into root 2 by 1. That's why root 2. Your sine 60 is root 3 by 2. So, cosecant 60 would be 1 divided by root 3 by 2. Basically, reciprocal of sine theta. So, it's 2 by root 3. Your sine 90 is 1. So, cosecant 90, 1 over 1, which is 1 itself. Similarly, we can figure out what secant theta is because secant theta is reciprocal of cos theta, right? So, it's secant theta is reciprocal of cos theta. So, cos 0 is 1. So, secant theta would be reciprocal of 1, which is 1 itself. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. Secant theta, just do the reciprocal. Your numerator turns into the denominator and denominator changes into the numerator. Your cos 45 is 1 by root 2. So, secant 45 would be root 2 over 1, which is root 2 itself. Your cos 60 is 1 by 2. So, secant 60 would be 2 by 1, which is 2. Cos 90 is 0. So, secant 90 would be 1 over 0, which is infinity. Coming to cot theta is reciprocal of tangent theta, right? So, whatever is the value of tangent theta, just do the reciprocal of that. Your tangent 0 is 0. So, cot theta would be 1 over 0 infinity. Your tangent 30 is 1 by root 3. So, cot 30 would be just root 3 over 1, which is root 3 itself. Tangent 45 is 1. So, cot 45 would be 1 over 1, which is 1. Tangent 60 is root 3. So, cot 60 would be 1 over root 3. Your tangent 90 is infinity. See, tangent 90 is infinity. You need to figure out what cot 90 is. Cot 90 is 1 over tangent 90. The value of tangent 90 is infinity, right? So, 1 divided by infinity, you can assume it like this. Infinity means whatever your number is, 1 divided by infinity. Infinity, you get infinity whenever the denominator is 0. So it's basically, suppose any number, any numerator divide by 0. It could be 1, 2, anything. Any number divide by 0. So it's like 1. When you solve it, it's 1 into 0 by 1. That's why 0. So whenever you divide any number by infinity, answer is 0. I hope it's clear to you. Right? So this is how the table is framed. You need not to cram anything. Just learn how to do it for sine theta. You will write 0 to 4 those numbers, then divide all of them by 4 and then take the square roots. Cos theta, you will write down the numbers from right to left. Tangent theta, you can directly use the formula sine theta over cos theta. For cosecant theta's value, you will do the reciprocals of sine theta's value. For secant theta's value, you will do the reciprocal of cos theta's value. For cot theta, you will directly do the reciprocal of tangent theta's value. That is all. Right? I hope it's clear to you. With practice, these values will get feed in your head directly. You'll need not to put in so much efforts. Just try to make this table twice, thrice on your own, right? So let's move forward. If there is anything you're not getting, you can ask in the comment box. So moving to the next slide, this is your final table. That's the values of sine theta, cos theta, tangent, cosecant, secant and cot for the 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90. That is all that we need to know the values of, right? So now we'll be doing the questions where we'll be using these values directly. So whenever you are appearing for an exam or a test, what you can do is you can make this table in the beginning. It will not take more than 2-3 minutes, and then you can directly write down the values from the table, right? So let's start with the questions. The first question is, evaluate 5 cos square 60 degree plus 4 secant square 30 degrees minus tangent square 45 degrees over sine square 30 degrees plus cos 30 degrees. So you can evaluate this only when you know the values of cos 60, secant 30, tangent 45, sine 30 and cos 30. So we have already learned how to make the table. So we know the values. Sine 30 is 1 by 2. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. Cos 60 is 1 by 2. Tangent 45 is 1. Secant 30 is 2 by root 3. Directly substitute these values. So let's do it. 5 cos square 60. Yeah, please remember this thing. Whenever there is like cos square of any angle, right? What does that mean? It means cos 60 degrees whole square. It means this is the square of the entire trigonometric ratio, right? So what you will do, 5 at its place. What's the value of cos 60? It's 1 by 2. So cos square 60 means cos 60 degrees whole square. Cos 60 was 1 by 2. That's why the whole square of 1 by 2, right? Next is plus 4 secant square 30 degrees. So plus 4, whatever is the value of secant 30, just do the square of that. So 2 by root 3 whole square, right? Minus tangent square 45 degrees. So minus square of tangent 45, that is 1 square. Clear? Similarly, sine square 30 degree means whatever is the value of sine 30, do the square of that. Sine 30 was 1 by 2, so 1 by 2 square. Cos 30 is plus cos square 30 means plus cos 30 degrees whole square. So cos 30 was root 3 by 2, do the square of that, right? I hope you are getting it. Now we just need to solve it. So the next step is, as we know, 1 by 2 square is 1/4. So it's 5 times 1 by 4 plus 2 by root 3 whole square. 2 square is 4. Root 3 square is a 3 itself. And 1 square is a 1. Now 1 by 2 square is 1 by 4. Root 3 by 2 square is 3 by 4. Why is it so? See, root 3 by 2 square means, whole square means, it means the square of the numerator over the square of the denominator. Now 2 square is 4. Root and square gets cancelled. Why does it gets cancelled? Because root is nothing. Root means the power is 1 by 2. So it's basically 3 raised, when we are doing square root of 3, it means we are raising 3 to the power 1 by 2 and its entire power is 2. That's why this 2 and 2 gets cancelled and we are left with just 3. So that is why root and square get cancelled. So that's why root 3 square is a 3 itself. So when you solve this by taking the LCM, you will get, for the numerator part, you will get 67 over 12. For the denominator, 1/4 plus 3/4 is 4 over 4. So when you solve it, you'll get 67/12 as the answer. I hope it's clear. Fine, then let's move to the next question, question number 2. So question number 2 says, choose the correct option and justify your choice. So you have been provided with 4 options and you have to see which one is the correct and justify your answer. So it says sine 2a equals to 2 sine a is true when a would be what? So what we'll do in such questions, when you have been provided with options and you have been provided with a statement that whether in what case it will be true, what we do is, for different values, whatever options are given to you, the way to do is put those values in place of a. So we'll start with 0. So putting a as 0 in your left side and right side. So left side is sine 2a. So sine 2 times 0 degrees. 2 times 0 is 0. So we get sine 0. And we know that sine 0 is a 0. That's how the left hand side turns out to be 0. Solving right hand side. Right hand side was 2 sine a. So 2 times sine of a. A is 0. So sine 0 is 0. 2 times 0 is a 0. So left hand side and right hand side both are giving you the answer as 0 when you are substituting a as 0. It means sine 2a would be equal to 2 sine a when a equals to 0 degrees. We need not to check the other options because in the first go itself we are getting left hand side equals to the right hand side. Right? In case if it doesn't give you left side and right side as equal, then you will be checking the other options as well till you get your left side and right side as equals. Right? Now moving to the last question of the day, which is, it's given to you that if tangent a plus b equals to root 3 and tangent a minus b equals to 1 over root 3, and there is a condition that a plus b is greater than 0 and less than equal to 90 degrees and your a is greater than b. You need to figure out what a and b are. So how to do it? See, let's start. Tangent a plus b. It's given that tangent a plus b is root 3. We just learned that table that root 3, when is tangent, since over here there was a tangent present over here. So you need to think of what value of tangent gives you root 3 as the answer. So that is tangent 60 degrees, right? So tangent a plus b equals to tangent 60 degrees. Why did I thought of tangent only? Because if there would be tangent on both sides, then only I can equate the angles. So you need to have the same trigonometric ratio present on the left and right side, then only the angles could be equated, right? That is why we thought of what value of tangent gives me root 3. So it's tangent 60, and if tangent of a plus b equals to tangent 60, the value of tangents could be equal only when the angles are equal, right? That is why this implies a plus b equals to 60 degrees. From here you get your first equation. Now also it's been given to you that tangent a minus b equals to 1 root 3. Again you need to think of when tangent gives you the value 1 by root 3 at what angle. So we know that tangent 30 degrees is 1 by root 3. So a trigonometric ratio can give you the same answer only when the angles are equal. So if tangent of a minus b is given to be equal to tangent 30 degrees, it means 100% a minus b, the angles have to be equal. So a minus b has to be equal to the angle 30 degrees. So from here you get your second equation. Solving equation 1 and 2 using elimination method. So a plus b equals to 60 degrees. First equation, a minus b equals to 30 degrees. Your second equation. Since the variable that we need to eliminate have opposite signs, that is plus b and minus b, so we can directly cancel this, and a plus a is 2a, 60 plus 30 is 90. From here we get 2a as 90 degrees, and if your 2a is 90, a would be 45 degrees. Clear to you? Now since you have your a, you can substitute the value of a in any of the equations 1 or 2. I am substituting it in equation 1, and so a is 45 degrees, 45 plus b equals to 60. This implies b is 15 degrees, right? And you can cross check your answers. How? because they have provided us with this condition that a plus b is greater than 0 and less than 90. So you can add your a plus b. 45 plus 15 gives you 60, which is greater than 0 degrees but less than 90. Also a should be greater than b. Yes, 45 degrees is greater than the value of b, which is 15 degrees, right? I hope the questions are clear to you. So that was all. If there is something you are not getting, any doubt, you can ask in the comment box, or I'll be providing the link to my Instagram channel as well. You can ask me the doubts over there, right? Yeah.